Alright guys, so we definitely have an interesting thing to talk about here today. We're going to be going through MW4 potentially not being this year's Call of Duty. Now, there have been talks and rumors about this happening, and sort of this crazy what if this year actually isn't MW4 like we've been saying for the past couple months now, and it's something different. So this is where I'm getting it from, up on screen. Rumor, Call of Duty 2019 is not called MW4. Campaign is similar to No Rush, and this is from Gaming Intel. I'm going to leave the full article down below for you guys to check it out yourselves, and we're going to be going through this information, where they're getting their information from, the source, obviously how good of a source this is, as we talked about yesterday with that information. And yeah, before we start the video, as always, let's go through some comments here. First one from Apex Predator. Hey man, big fan, you're doing great. Well, the new MW4 content, don't stop grinding. We have from Chris, great videos my dude, can't wait for MW4. We have from Repper, keep up the good work bro. And then finally from Ghost, I'm so excited for COD 2019, make great videos, subscribe since day one. So thank you guys for commenting, and again, leave comments below, I'll be sure to put them up on screen. So let's go through here. This is very interesting, this information, and obviously it can mean a lot for what we're seeing this year for Call of Duty. So Gaming Intel has received exclusive information which suggests Call of Duty 2019 is not titled MW4, but will still be a new Modern Warfare game. This source also mentions that the campaign will be similar to the infamous No Russian mission and will have a modern day terrorism, sort of background for this campaign. It's going to be based off of modern day terrorism. So let's go through what it says here. Campaign similar to No Russian modern day terrorism. Earlier this year, Activision confirmed during their investor call that COD 2019 will have a campaign. Obviously, according to our source, the next Modern Warfare game will have a campaign similar to No Russian, an extremely controversial mission appearing in MW2. The untested source also mentioned that modern day terrorism will be featured within the Call of Duty 2019 campaign, the new Modern Warfare game in 2019, not titled MW4. So Call of Duty 2019 will be a new Modern Warfare game, but won't be titled MW4 according to their untested source. Gaming Intel previously leaked back in May 2018 that a new Modern Warfare game was on the horizon. However, it appears as though it will not be the name many presumed. They also mentioned Call of Duty 2019 reveal coming very soon. Our source also mentioned that the Call of Duty 2019 reveal would be coming very soon, while MW2 was revealed on May 22nd and MW3 was showcased on May 23rd. Many have assumed that the next Modern Warfare title would be revealed tomorrow, obviously the 24th on Friday. Either way, one thing which is for certain is that a host of YouTubers predominantly known within the COD community have recently been flown out to LA by Activision, suggesting that an important event is incoming. The upcoming Modern Warfare sequel will most likely be revealed prior to E3 2019. So they end off here. Once again, we stress we remain skeptical due to conflicting sources, but if plans have changed at Activision Infinity Ward since last year, No Russian 657, which is their source, will be proven reliable with far more information to provide. So this is very interesting. There's a lot of things going on here with Gaming Intel, their source, and how much we can believe. So let's just go through and look at the information, and then we'll also talk about the source itself and if this is actually a good source that anyone should believe. So up until now, we've pretty much had everyone saying this is MW4, and we've had a bunch of different rumors and different people saying, you know, it could be Ghost 2, it could be a Modern Warfare sequel, it could be based in the Modern Warfare universe, but not exactly titled MW4. And I guess there is a case to be made. It hasn't officially been confirmed. As much as we've talked about it, I guess you're right. You know, if anyone that says MW4 really hasn't been confirmed, it hasn't, and the name hasn't really been confirmed besides from, you know, blatant teasers from YouTubers, people that have been flying out to events, people that have been trolling, Robert Bowling, all these different guys. Even I feel like a bunch of leaks have sort of really hinted at it. The Eurogamer article, so many hints towards MW4, but the only thing we're lacking is that official confirmation. So I guess it still is possible. I think there's a 1% chance it's not MW4 and it's a different titled game, but I guess it's still possible. But what's a bit more relevant, definitely with this article and what we could be seeing for MW4, is the discussion about modern day terrorism. Now, I do think, regardless of what this source is saying, that is a pretty important topic right now, and they could definitely have a ton of storyline, a ton of stuff to write about and have for a campaign with modern day terrorism. I think I mentioned this at the end of one of my videos a couple weeks ago. definitely focusing on the battle and sort of tensions between the US and North Korea, the US and Russia, and stuff like that. And obviously, no Russia would make a lot of sense with that. But the fact that this source is saying it's a campaign similar to No Russian, obviously that, mission within MW2, it's a popular mission, and, the source really loses its credibility with me when you're just saying, oh, this whole campaign is based off of this, really popular mission, this controversial mission, No Russian, where you're shooting down all the people in the airport and stuff. I don't think that's necessarily what this campaign is going to be about. And modern day terrorism, that makes a bit more sense, just general stuff going on. Obviously, a bunch of the past Call of Duties have been about tensions and, battles between the US and Russia. And I do think that is a topic that, maybe they might not even be allowed to talk about just because it's so pressing right now that maybe the government might just be like, oh, don't sort of escalate tensions with Russia by making a game about a battle between the US and Russia. So I could see them doing that, but I think the US and North Korea, they had that Seth Rogen movie, and they had all this different stuff where, obviously it's an issue and it may cause tensions in the real world, but it would make for a really good campaign. And I don't know, I feel like that would be sick. But we're not talking about theories here. We're talking about this source and if that could actually happen. I mean, if this game could be some sort of modern terrorism based campaign, it definitely could. The problem is this source itself and a lot of people around gaming intel have sort of proven to be not so reliable, and I'm not going to say that they just posted this article and faked a bunch of information. I think the thing we talked about yesterday, for the most part, was pretty fake. It's just some guy just tweeting and writing a bunch of stuff about MW4, his sort of wish list. It just so happened that a bunch of the information within yesterday's post will turn out to be real, but for the most part, it's a fake post. This here, it's a bit more difficult to say it's fake, and I'm not, again, confirming this is fake or this is real because I don't have the jurisdiction to do that because I don't have the evidence besides of what I'm seeing right here. But for the most part, these guys sort of have been discredited with what they've been talking about, and obviously, you can't just flat out say it's not going to be MW4 and the campaign is going to be similar to No Russian and not really have any true evidence that this is coming from an anonymous source. So remember, it's probably not likely to happen, and there's not like they really have anything else to back up their evidence with. When you have a certain guy that's leaking stuff, and he's been proven time and time again to leak certain things, and most of it, if not all of it, has been proven to be correct, then you believe him. This time here, it's not really believable. I think the basis of the information, I think we could still see a campaign based off of modern terrorism. I honestly think MW4, it's going to be titled MW4, and that campaign is going to be a continuation after MW3, but still based off of modern day terrorism, just within the same universe as the Modern Warfare universe, with Captain Price, different characters returning, and those characters continuing to develop, but with a modern day, sort of terrorism setting and the conflicts that are going on in this time right now, or maybe a couple years in the future. This game could probably be about 2023, or I don't know why I said 2023, 2020s, 40s, 50s, stuff like that. Just a couple decades into the future as to what would happen with modern day terrorism and how those battles would go down. That pretty much is the definition of modern warfare. Nothing too futuristic, but around the current times within the current battles and stuff like that. But it not being MW4 also still possible. I mean, I don't think it would not be MW4, but it has the same universe. I don't know why, especially this source here. I know a bunch of people have been saying this, but the source that we read literally said that it's not going to be titled MW4, but it still would be a Modern Warfare game. I think if they're making a Modern Warfare game, if they're going to bring back the same characters, if they're bringing back the Modern Warfare universe, they're not going to not title it Modern Warfare. Even if it's not MW4, maybe it's Modern Warfare and then just another name, so it's some sort of spin-off to the trilogy. It's not exactly a part of this series, but it's a part of the Modern Warfare universe. I could see that as well, but they're definitely going to put Modern Warfare in that title. It's a selling point for them. It's like Black Ops. Black Ops is such a good name recognition thing for Activision and Treyarch, where people see Black Ops and they know what to expect. They know the game, and if you see a new game like Advanced Warfare, Warfare, you really don't know, especially if you're a casual. You're not going to see that before. You don't really associate that with Call of Duty, and it's a new thing. But Black Ops, Modern Warfare, people associate those two directly with Call of Duty. So that doesn't make sense on a marketing standpoint. And also, it doesn't make sense just making the game overall. It seems pretty counterintuitive to not title it MW4 or at least Modern Warfare something, but it's still being about Modern Warfare. So I think overall, all of this stuff most likely it's fake. The source probably is not real, or maybe they're just getting inaccurate information. But the information itself, again, I mean, I could definitely see this game being part of some sort of modern day terrorism setting with battles, you know, sort of centering around North Korea and just stuff going on right now in the modern day. That does make sense. That could be a great storyline, but the source itself, the information we're looking at itself, probably not, you know, too credible. So take it with a grain of salt. It's most likely going to be MW4. This game's going to be, you know, revealed any day now, so we'll see for sure. But it's just interesting to talk about. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Leave a comment below. COD 2019 if you watched the whole video. Again, it's greatly appreciated. Thank you guys for watching these videos. It's been insane the past couple months. And hopefully this reveal is worth the wait, because we've been waiting for a pretty long time now, and we're just finally ready to see something. So thank you guys for watching. Leave a comment below. COD 2019. See you guys later.